A few years ago, during a pretty dark chapter of my life, something happened that still makes my skin crawl when I think about it. I had just broken up with my girlfriend of 5 years, the woman I thought I'd marry and start a family with. The breakup hit me hard. I was completely lost. I went days without talking to anyone. I'd wake up, go to work, come home, and crawl straight into bed. On weekends, I didn't even leave the house. I'd forget to eat. I'd binge watch movies just to drown out my thoughts, barely registering what I was watching. But this isn't a sob story. I'm in a better place now, mostly. Still, I think about the life I could have had if things had gone differently. Anyway, it was a Saturday night. I was slumped on the couch in my bedroom, half dead to the world, cycling through another random movie I'd forget 5 minutes after it ended. I remember checking my phone. It was just after 9 p.m. My mom was calling me for the 4th time that day. I let it ring out. I knew she meant well, but I didn't have it in me to talk. Eventually, I landed on a low-budget horror flick with a grainy thumbnail. I wasn't in the mood, but I hit play anyway. The audio was awful. Dialogue was barely audible, and the sound effects would suddenly explode in volume. Still, I left it on, too lazy to change it. Besides, the terrible quality made it almost entertaining in a weird way. That's when I noticed it. A sharp metallic clang, like a pipe hitting concrete. It wasn't synced with the action on screen. It just repeated every minute or so. Always the same pitch, same volume. It didn't fit the movie at all. The sound was too consistent, like someone had accidentally looped it. I figured it was just another mark of how badly made the movie was. But about halfway through, I got up to use the bathroom and paused the movie. When I came back and hovered over the play button, I heard the sound again. Clang. Same exact noise. But the movie was paused. I froze, eyes locked on the screen. No movement, no audio. That sound had come from inside the house. I stood completely still, ears straining, trying to convince myself I imagined it. Clang. There it was again. Identical. Clear as day. Heart racing. I grabbed a knife from my desk and moved from room to room, checking everywhere someone could hide. Nothing. Every room was clear. No signs of a break-in. But just as I was heading back upstairs, clang again. Quieter this time. It was coming from my bedroom, and I'd been in there just moments earlier. That's when it hit me. I had the windows cracked open. Spring air, warm breeze. Maybe the sound wasn't coming from inside at all. I walked to the window and peeked outside into the backyard. And that's when I saw him. A little kid, standing next to one of the deck chairs in the middle of the lawn, maybe 20 feet away. I couldn't see his face in the dark, but his size made it clear. He was just a child. In his hand was a long white tube, looked like PVC pipe. He saw me, and just as he did, he smacked the chair with the pipe. Clang! I stepped back, fear tightening in my chest. It sounds silly to say I was afraid of a kid, but something about it felt wrong, deeply wrong. Why had he been standing out there, doing this, for nearly an hour? Was he lost? Was he mentally unwell? Still, I told myself I couldn't just stand there and do nothing. Maybe he needed help. I went downstairs, trying to calm my nerves. I turned on the porch light to make things less threatening. I was about to open the door when I froze. Something didn't add up. If that kid needed help, wouldn't he knock, call out? Why would he bang on a chair with a pipe for an hour? Something in my gut screamed, "Don't open that door." I backed away and moved to a narrow window near the porch. I tilted the blinds just enough to see out. That's when I saw them. Two men, dressed in black, crouched low, waiting by the door. One of them turned and locked eyes with me. I dropped the blinds and immediately called 911. As I sprinted up the stairs, I heard the back door rattle, then bang violently. They were trying to break in. I locked myself in the bathroom, barely able to breathe. Then I heard it. A crash. Footsteps downstairs. They were inside. One set of footsteps climbed the stairs. The knob on the bathroom door turned slowly, followed by a slam as someone tried to kick it in. That broke me. I screamed as loud as I could that the police were on their way. The footsteps retreated. A door slammed. Silence. When the cops arrived, the intruders were gone. I had no cameras, no good description. The only thing that made the police take it seriously was the involvement of the child. They told me it was likely a random attack, but the way it played out, it felt planned. I moved shortly after. Nothing like that has happened since. But I still think about that kid, about what kind of people use a child for something like that. And I hope, God,